Now, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the March personnel meeting. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. McLemore, item 1.1, please.
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.1 is a resolution to approve the ESYP principals that are going to be housed at 3 locations. This year, we're going to have 3 principals instead of 2 due to the number of programs that we're going to have this summer.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Maybe he should let everybody know what ESYP stands for.
Yes,
Because I'm
please.
just saying, when we do these things, we need to make sure people know.
Yes, it says right there, extended school year program, and that's
didn't
what
see that.
ESYP, it's in there. It's okay,
Okay.
but it's not up at the top. But
Right,
you're
okay.
Thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Walker?
No.
Thank you. Let's move on.
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.2 is a resolution to create 2 Schedule J positions. One is for lead occupational therapist, physical therapist position. And the other one is a lead assistive technology / speech therapist position. So these are Schedule J positions that Mr. Bear has asked to be for the Personnel Committee to create.
So, do you have a question?
To create, like, we're just starting this process, or they already have the positions and they're waiting for them to get filled?
Go ahead.
These are positions that are not created as yet,
Okay,
and they have not been, they're not occupying that work yet.
These are lead teacher positions.
oh,
So the
lead teacher, I
people-
was getting ready to ask the next question thank
the
you.
People are in the working and therapists, speech therapists, et cetera.
Mhm.
But I guess they want lead people. So
So
I-
this-
I did ask, how many people are in each group?
So, Madam President, Mr. Bear has that information.
And where is he?
Madam President, he's supposed to be here.
Good. Can someone go get Mr. Bear, please? Thank you. Because I have a couple of questions about this and he needs to be here. So let's go to number 1.3 and then we'll go back to 1.2 because I do have questions.
Yes. So, thank you, Madam President. Item 1.3 is a resolution to approve additional spring athletic coaching appointments. So we will have some appointments that will be coming before you at the next board meeting. The posting just closed, so it will be probably flag football, and the other one, if I'm not mistaken, lacrosse.
Yeah, I've been talking to people and it's been very hard to find coaches.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
There's a way of comment. I just read the newspaper that the NS, your state puts out. They talked about, again, the amount of depression in children. Yeah. I'm just wondering, I see what we're doing with sports, I'm wondering, are we doing enough? And this is not to be critical, it's a question. I'm wondering, are we doing enough to try to get perhaps students who might be not into sports, but into something else that could try to improve their head game?
I know that there are a lot of music programs. Can you answer some of that?
Music, drama, Lego, coding, tutoring after school. So
So
those are
that's the 21st century?
21st century. We have an enrichment program through the stimulus money at some of the other schools, and then through Empire.
Okay, so there are programs for students.
Each school
What's the
has
attendance?
something to offer after school, every
I'm
single
wondering
school.
what's the attendance?
It varies from site to site, especially based on transportation, but we can get that report and provide it in the Board of Ed weekly.
Okay, well, I'm just
Thank you.
interested.
So, and, Ms. Green, do you have a question on this?
No, we
item?
go back to 1.2.
Yes, please. Let's go back to 1.2 for a minute. And that is the creation of the two special service positions, the lead teacher positions. My question was, how many people are in each group?
How many speech therapists, AT? 20. And for OTPT, it's about 10, 11 combined.
So do anybody else have a question before I ask another one? Go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
How often do they work within the district? Is it part-time specific?
So these folks will have full-time positions. They'll either be a speech therapist, assistive technology specialist, or a OTPT person. They'll have to post, they'll have to then interview whoever wants it. So they have, just like most Schedule Js, they have a full-time position. This is in addition to, this is work above and beyond what they would normally do as part of their regular job responsibilities.
Ms. Green?
So they will not be in this position for the full day. This is something that they will be doing outside of their full day of work.
Yes.
So it would be mostly after school or something like
Yes.
that?
Can I give you an example of what like this looks like? So we have close to 65. So for the one position, which is the AT speech piece, we have 65 iPads that are given to students throughout the region and out of district programs. Never mind the kids that are in districts. Whenever we have to reimage or inventory them, they're all personalized. They have their own apps. They are largely communication systems for kids. All of that information has to be removed from every machine individually, put in the cloud. They have to then reimage or update the machine, and then it has to be put back on again. That is literally hours upon hours. Every time they do that for one computer, it's about 20 minutes. So 20 minutes times 65 of these. She has to go get them. So she has to go to Orange, Ulster. She has to go to Putnam. She has to go to whoever gets the job. They have to go throughout the region, collect them all. That's not something that's within the purview of one of our personnel. That's above and beyond. The ordering of supplies is a very arduous process. Most of what they need is specialized. So these folks would be consolidating all the individual orders of all of the people that need them, speech, OTPT, and provide that to us in a user-friendly, form, so that way we can then order them as a collective set of expectations.
So they,
No one else to do these things.
okay, so if we're doing this after school, so what hours are you talking?
It's
That
generally
maybe-
beyond their contract hours, so like 3 to 5, 3 to 4, whatever it takes
Okay, thank you.
in the evenings.
So what's new that you're bringing this to the board at this time? Because obviously somebody's been doing this.
Well, that's
before.
part of the concern, is that some of them have been doing it for a while. It's not, it is above and beyond. So that was, I think, just from an equity point of view, we recognized that we can't keep asking people to do things that are not part of their typical job description. The AT speech piece is new. There's a large increase in students with much more complicated needs, and the need to support them through furniture, equipment, adapting their environment. The communication systems that they have are very, very time consuming. I actually have a video of a kid that she actually worked with in the village first. It's amazing. A kid who couldn't speak, cannot speak. Couldn't even say mama. And now he has a machine where he can use eye gaze, and he can say hi to his mother for the first time in 9 years. And she just broke down crying. To set that system up falls within her regular job, but to update it, to move everything in and out of it, that's well beyond. So that's what these folks are doing. That is new, because we have a lot more needy kids.
So how did you develop the money? How did you decide on $6,716?
We were being equitable because that's what the lead psychologist, the lead social worker, the lead guidance counselors get. So we're trying to be equitable.
And how is that in relationship to the lead social studies teacher at the high school?
That I don't know.
Because, or even a coach. So I'm wondering if we need to be looking at that in general to provide a little bit more equity by the number of hours and the number of students or teachers that people kind of work with. I don't want to say supervise because it's not supervision, to make it equitable with everybody. It's just a comment. Any other questions for Mr. Bayer? Thank you. Are we ready to go on to 1.4, please?
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.4 is a resolution to approve parent university appointments for April as listed there. And Dr. Freeman Mack is here just in case.
Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. I did put some admin content in, I don't think it's there yet, but for April Parent University, okay, for April Parent University, the focus is the Transition Expo. It is an event that was held last year. We are supporting it this year, taking it a little further. So with the Transition Expo, we're looking to provide students, parents of students that have IEPs or 504s, you know, to support planning with information and resources and services available as they prepare their students to transition to high school and also life after high school. So we'll have different focus and breakout sessions and workshops as we have with our March Parent University. We will also provide childcare. We'll have the base space open so they can look for those resources. We also are doing some tabling with some different partnerships that we have in the community that support students with disabilities. And we will also have childcare set up as well. So it's just similar to our other monthly offerings of Parent University, but this one is focusing on students with disabilities.
Thank you. When was the March one?
We've had two actually coming up in March. We had one March, I believe it just went south. We had one March
11th? It was Thursday.
March 12th. We have one March 12th, and we have another Parent University on March 30th that is coming up. The one on March 30th is more or less, it's called There's More. So for the one on March 30th that's coming up, we will have a huge focus for that. Pre-K registration supports will be there. The process for current ninth graders and choosing their courses, that will be a session. We will have each room will be set up for our CTA pathway. So we'll have our barbering, our cosmetology, our culinary, our OTC, our nursing program, automotive. All of those rooms will be set up, and the students will also be facilitating that session as well with our adults. We will also have a room set up called Who Do I Go To with our social workers and school psychologists talking about how best they can support students. We'll also have childcare there as well. Also in the Black Box Theater that evening, we'll be doing something special for our childcare with our students, provided by our drama teachers. So we're looking forward for a great night, and that will be at NFA Main.
You just asked, no, she just asked my question.
NFA Main from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
And Mr. Walker, this kind of answers your question a little bit, but this is for parents
Right.
to help their students. I thought that was a good idea.
So I think I've been visualizing this incorrectly. So the first 13 items that are listed there, those are social workers, teachers, etc. Right? And then you, of course, you have the CESA people. So I'm wondering, what has been the parental turnout?
So for each session, we start to increase a little bit in our numbers.
Mhm.
So the first session, we had about 50 parents. The second one, we had about 30 to 35. And
Okay.
the second session, we did have to change it because the first night was the 28th, I believe, and we had a closing that day. So we did have to change the date. So our turnout was a little less. So we did send out another survey because that was really focusing on students in grades 3 through 8. So we sent out another survey this week saying to parents in those grade levels, you know, what's the best location you want? You know, what do you prefer? Was that timing good? So it's still a work in progress, and we're just going to keep moving forward. It is something new to our community. So we're still just going to keep pushing forward. I'm hoping that the one we have on March 30th will even have a wider audience. So we do move them around to our different buildings because we are so large as a school district. So we try and see what works best for our families.
So correct me if I'm mistaken,
Correct.
right? So it just seems to me that, we still have a problem getting the parents involved in the parental university. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, and we're communicating on Facebook. We send out robocalls. It's in our newsletters from the principals for every single building. It's on our website. Like, we just have to keep pushing the information out and hopefully our parents will come.
Okay, thank you.
And
We
it
even
might,
had students perform
It
the
was
last one
great.
too.
They were doing the steel drums and the vinyl, and it was really nice.
it might be even be a little worse and as the weather gets warmer because there are conflicts with student after school sports. So,
We're trying.
thank you. Any other questions? No, thank you very much. Let's go on to 1.5, please.
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.5 is to approve, there will probably be additional appointments for academic success, parent workshop for Vales Gate. And this deals with the teachers reviewing the data for students who are at risk in promotion of doubt. They develop strategies to work for teachers to work with the student. And then,
Thank you.
God bless you. And
Thank you.
then take those strategies and tie it to the home so that parents could have strategies as well. So to work with their children. So you have the strategies that the parents are working with their children, and then it's connected to the teachers who have developed additional strategies to work with those students who are at risk of promotion and doubt.
Questions? Go ahead.
I see it's 33 teachers there. You need that many teachers? Just out of curiosity?
It's for all who want to be a part of this. So it's for the whole school.
So I believe every teacher has an opportunity to meet with those parents specifically of the students who will have promotion and doubt to say, here's your students' data at this point in the year. Here are things that we can work on at home. These are what we're working in school and how to bridge those connections.
Okay, this seems like that Vales Gate, and if the parents come out with the students and stuff, that's why I'm asking about 33 teachers. Because does it seem like whatever parent turnout they have that you would need 33 teachers?
So I think parents want to hear from their child's teacher and not,
Okay.
they don't want to hear it from someone else's teacher that they don't know or have a relationship with.
Understood.
Especially talking about the sensitive item of promotion and doubt.
Mhm.
So it's an opportunity to meet specifically with your child's teacher to hear from that teacher the areas of concern. I think it's designed to be very personalized.
Okay, I'm just saying, hopefully the parents show up, because if a teacher has some students and not one parent shows up, I'm just saying, you don't
I
know.
believe there's an intense communication saying, this is really important, this is why we need you to come. But you're right, I understand what you're saying.
Mr. Walker?
I have a question more than anything else. I'm wondering if part of this evaluation of students at risk, if these teachers are still using the bell curve as an evaluative standard. Because I think that I ran into it with a teacher who used it, and I knew more about it than she did. And I'm wondering, is that still, and I have to keep mentioning it, are
In elementary
teachers
school,
I was
using
gonna
it?
say.
Usually not.
I know.
Usually not, but
I
all
would
you
say-
need, and I'm not arguing, but all you need is one teacher, and that usually does destroy a kid and be on the wrong track here. So Dr. Padilla, said before that he was gonna put a memo that is not to be used as an evaluation. A couple months ago, a young teacher said that she was using it, and I was like, wait a minute. So again, before we decide off who's at risk, which I think we should do, we need to decide upon whether that evaluated standard is fair,
Thank you.
realistic.
No, I think fair is the right word.
Yeah.
I do. I think fair is the right word. Thank you. I'm sure that I see Mrs. Moriarty taking notes over there, so thank you. Let's move on to 1.6, please.
Thank you, Madam President. So 1.6 is the resolution to approve 10-year recommendations. That's at the regular board meeting. And you can see that we have a school nurse teacher that will be coming up for tenure, and also a teaching assistant. Yes, kid.
Any questions on this item? No, thank you. Are we at the end of our meeting?
Yes,
Do you have
Madam President.
anything else to go through?
No, I don't, Madam.
I see
Oh.
Dr. Farrow rolling up.
Yeah, Val is on her way down. We've got our new coach appointment. Just sent them over the following days for outside football.
Flag football. Well, we talked about that and it said it's gonna, it
I'm
will
sorry,
be put on.
I must have been out of the room. I
No, no, it's
apologize.
okay.
Thank you so much.
We talked about flag football and we hope that we're gonna get the same for our lacrosse because lacrosse is without a coach also. So thank you. And that concludes our, March meeting. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
That was easy.
I'm sorry, Carol, when I went to get Chris, I guess I.
That-